exclusive coverage as the world welcomes Pope Leo XIV, the holiness, the hope, and the history as it happens. Because when the world watches, you deserve to see it first. Bilyonaryo News Channel, your trusted source of news and information. Through the insightful discussions and in-depth analysis, we always empowered viewers to better understand the complexities of public affairs. Congratulations, On Point, for winning the Best Public Affairs Program at the 38 PMPC Star Awards for Television. Only here on BNC, the Bilyonaryo News Channel. The legendary quiz master is back.
We heard you, so we're bringing back intelligence to Philippine TV with Bilyonaryo Quizbee. Bilyonaryo Quizbee will feature questions on science and technology, arts and literature, mathematics, history and geography, social sciences, and general information. We look forward to seeing you rise to the challenge and compete for the title of the very first Bilyonaryo Quizbee champion.
On a Sunday, on a fun day, you and I. On a Sunday, on a fun day, play together. On a Sunday, play together, having some fun on the Sunday.
Your commitment to delivering accurate, timely, and insightful news has set a new benchmark in the industry. Congratulations, Agenda, for winning Best News Program at the 38 PMPC Star Awards for Television. Only here on BNC, the Bilyonaryo News Channel. From the filing of candidacies until the last ballot is counted, your newest trusted news source, BNC, the Bilyonaryo News Channel, will be at the forefront to guide your decisions and guard your vote. Tune in to BNC's Election 2025 special coverage.
Opinyon ay hindi lang malalim, pero may kasama pong pasabog. Ako po si Jordan Dadino.
Di lang tayo basta chika, kundi chika with a cause. Ako si Sama Costa, kontesera ng buhay at balita.
Ihahain natin ang politika na may lalim at linaw para sa mas matalinong pagdedesisyon ng bawat Pilipino. Ako si Ronald Llamas, ang inyong political heckler.
Atid namin na matapang pero patas na pagsusuri sa mga isyong humuhubog sa kinabukasan ng ating bansa. Ako si Marichu Villanueva, may talas sa mata at panulat.
Samahan niyo kami dito tuwing linggo, alas 10:30 ng umaga.
Dito sa
Politiko Talk!
Facts matter more than ever. This election isn't just making headlines, it's making history. Led by veteran broadcasters Corina Sanchez Rojas, Pinky Webb, and Ray Langing. Bilyonaryo News Channel and DWAR Abante Radyo. We're committed to bringing you clear and comprehensive election coverage. From the campaign trail to your local ballot, we're there. We're combining boots-on-the-ground reporting with the speed of social. It's not just on the news, it's in your feed. Live updates, the voices that matter most. Together, we deliver.
Your voice 2025 elections agenda.
Mikey Oreta. Business 360. 10 a.m. on BNC, the Bilyonaryo News Channel.
Ang
bawat issue, mas matagal nang tatalakayin.
At ang bawat anggulo, mas masusing susuriin.
Dahil ang bawat balita siguradong may agenda. Ako po si Willard Cheng at makakasama na ni Corina Sanchez Rojas at Pinky Webb na maghahatid ng mga balitang dapat niyong malaman.
6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. na ang agenda.
Dito lang sa Bilyonaryo News Channel.
On Trade Talks, we learn the tricks of the trade from starting and growing a business.
We also got you covered on the latest tech trends.
And we will keep you up to date on what's new in the lifestyle of the crazy rich.
Tune in to Trade Talks.
Catch Trade Talks.
Tune into Trade Talks
Only here
on
on the
Bilyonaryo
Bilyonaryo
News
News
Channel.
Channel.
Good morning, everyone!
Let's begin your morning with these people that gives you the hottest information.
I'm Pablo de Rosario. Let's get you up to speed with some news that you could use right now.
Rise and shine, beautiful people. I'm Ann Assis Carillo.
And I'm Monique Tuzon. Your mornings are always mo fun with us.
With excitement,
It was amazing.
positivity,
Everything is so beautifully made here.
and fun to start your day.
Only here on...
It's a beautiful day!
Ito na ang pinakahihintay na sandali, ang special elections coverage ng pinagsanib na puwersa ng Bilyonaryo News Channel at Abante Radyo. Walang tigil na tututok sa pinakamalawak at pinakakumpletong pagbabantay ng boto. Hatid namin ang tunay na kalagayan, mabilis na resulta at mapagkakatiwalaang impormasyon. Your Voice 2025 Elections Agenda, May 12 to 13, dito lang sa Bilyonaryo News Channel. Your commitment to delivering accurate, timely, and insightful news has set a new benchmark in the industry. Congratulations, Agenda, for winning Best News Program at the 38 PM PC Star Awards for Television. Only here on BNC, the Bilyonaryo News Channel.
Updated ka ba sa politika?
Alam mo ba ang latest sa mga lingkod bayan?
Samahan nyo kami dito sa Politico Talks tuwing linggo, alas 10:30 ng umaga.
Dito lang sa BNC, the Bilyonaryo News Channel.
Your newest source of news and information follows you everywhere, every day.
Wow, something to watch. Medyo surprising.
On cable and free TV.
Good morning, everyone!
Online,
On Trade Talks, joining us this morning. Just days to go.
on mobile.
Simulan na natin ang agenda.
This is BNC and we are everywhere.
Ladies and gentlemen, very shortly we'll be ready for departure, so all your electronic devices should be switched off. Thank you.
In this season of the Lifestyle Lab, we test drive the wild and wonderful. This view is stunning.
Oh, we can choose all night, eh? If you want to. Hi, Marie, welcome home.
Catch the newest season of the Lifestyle Lab. Only here on the Bilyonaryo News Channel. Your newest source of news and information on cable and free TV, online,
On Trade Talks, joining us this morning.
on mobile.
Simulan na natin ang agenda.
This is BNC. We are everywhere. History unfolds, and Bilyonaryo News Channel is there first. A moment in faith will lead the way in exclusive coverage as the world welcomes Pope Leo XIV, the holiness, the hope, and the history as it happens. Because when the world watches, you deserve to see it first. Bilyonaryo News Channel. your trusted source of news and information. Jack Madrid, Trade Talks, Tech Week, 11 a.m. on BNC, the Bilyonaryo News Channel. Facts matter more than ever. This election isn't just making headlines, it's making history. Led by veteran broadcasters Corina Sanchez Rojas, Pinky Webb, and Ray Langit. Bilyonaryo News Channel and DWAR Abante Radyo. We're committed to bringing you clear and comprehensive election coverage. From the campaign trail to your local ballot, we're there. We're combining boots-on-the-ground reporting with the speed of social. It's not just on the news, it's in your feed. Live updates, the voices that matter most. Together, we deliver.
Your voice will be verified elections agenda.
Attorney Karen Jimeno at the forefront. 9 a.m. on BNC, the Bilyonaryo News Channel. Through the insightful discussions and in-depth analysis, we always empowered viewers to better understand the complexities of public affairs. Congratulations, On Point, for winning the Best Public Affairs Program at the 38 PM PC Star Awards for Television. Only here on BNC, the Bilyonaryo News Channel. The legendary Quiz Master is back.
We heard you, so we're bringing back intelligence to Philippine TV with Bilyonaryo Quizbee. Bilyonaryo Quizbee will feature questions on science and technology, arts and literature, mathematics, history and geography, social sciences, and general information. We look forward to seeing you rise to the challenge and compete for the title of the very first Bilyonaryo Quizbee champion.
This program is brought to you by Tanduan, Philippine Airlines, North Star Meat Merchants Incorporated, Newport World Resorts, Misibis Bay, McDonald's, LT Group Incorporated, The Original Jamaican Patty Shop and Juice Bar, House of Frutas, Balay Pandesal, Kapi, Cafe Aurora, and Ferinos.
Good afternoon. We continue to monitor the midterm elections. Your Voice 2025. I'm Mai Rodriguez.
And I'm Paulo de Rosario. You're watching a special edition of Newsfeed at noon. The headlines. An election shocker as only 5 out of the 12 administration-backed candidates are projected to win Senate seats. Vice President Sara Duterte also facing a tough blow in the midterm elections. She now vows to build a powerful opposition.
Pulse Asia says it will review its methodology and sampling amid differences between its pre-election surveys and the actual vote results. And a look at the winners in the local races. Let's first take a look at the partial and unofficial results of the senatorial race. Latest results show Senator Bongo still leads with more than 21 million votes. Bam Aquino and Senator Bato de la Rosa coming in third at 16 million. Erwin Tulfo is next with 13 million and Kiko Pangilinan and Rodante Marcoleta with 12 million. Meanwhile, Tito Soto, Pia Cayetano, and Camille Villar are coming in at 8 to 10 with more than 11 million votes. At 11 and 12 are Lito Lapid and Amy Marcos with over 10 million votes each. A little over 80% of election returns have been processed with 66.25% of the votes counted. So Paolo, ito pinag-uusapan pa rin what a surprise. Bam and Kiko are in the Magic 12, defying all surveys.
Absolutely, defying all surveys at nag-issue nga ng statement ng ibang mga survey companies, just taking a look at yung methodology nila and of course trying to find ways to make it more accurate moving forward because we take a look at yung listahan po natin, again, seeing Bam Aquino at second and Kiko Pangilinan at fifth in particular and Erwin Tulfo falling as well was something that not only a lot of people would have predicted.
Yes.
And of course, we're going to see whether or not kung may iba pa, especially in that tail end with around 20% left.
Of course, in the service, at one point, diba, si Kiko Pangilinan was actually at the 17th place, no? And now, pasok pala siya. Tapos si Bam Aquino also tailing at the 12, 11, 12, 13, diba? Ganon, 14, ganyan.
Yeah, it also goes to show you that nag-widen na yung support base ni Kiko Pangilinan and ni Bam Aquino. It's not just centered on the former supporters or the current supporters rather of former Vice President Leni Robredo. They're also now looking at a wider base in terms of being a consensus candidate.
They're saying also the secret weapon is the Gen Z.
Yes, absolutely.
The silent majority at tinatawag nila. So I'd love to get more in-depth analysis na makausap natin ng mga political analysts mamaya-maya lang.
Of course, and one of the groups here that have taken advantage of what we are calling yung Gen Z or the millennial votes, we're going to check now on the party list race. Akbayan currently tops the election, garnering more than 2.2 million votes. Now, the Duterte youth comes in second at 1.8 million, Tingog with 1.4 million, and 4Ps with 1.2 million. ACT-CIS party list is at number 5 with 992,000 votes. Now, we take a look at the party list here. Of course, for Attorney Chel Jokno in particular has
number one, Attorney Chel, yes.
And has gotten a lot of attention online, especially for yung mga Gen Z millennial supporters out there, making a lot of noise, coming a bit viral. Of course, we're going to see, I want to see personally how the votes were split in terms of yung age groups and how they voted for
Tsaka
sure.
saan galing yung the bulk of the votes, yung surge, no, kagabi na nakita natin as early results were coming in.
Of course. So a lot more to consider there, but first we now take a look at Vice President Sara Duterte setting her sights on building a, quote, powerful and principled opposition. That's after her allied senatorial bets faced a tough blow in the elections in what could possibly affect her impeachment trial in the Senate. In a statement, she admits the outcome was not what she hoped for. She says she will continue to hold the government accountable, advocate for the issues that matter, and work tirelessly to serve as a strong and constructive opposition. She invites all citizens, regardless of background or past affiliation, to join her in shaping a future that is fair, inclusive, and just. The partial results of the senatorial race come as a surprise as they differ with pre-election surveys. In an interview on Bilyonaryo News Channel, Pulse Asia President Ronald Holmes acknowledged the discrepancies and said they will review their methodology. But he also suggests that the candidates themselves may need to reflect on their campaigns.
Independently, that this result leads us to really do our own review of our own sampling, our own methodology. Of course, the other question is what did they do or fail to do in the last 3 weeks that failed, whether they failed to protect their votes in regions where they were generating support or failed to mobilize votes in regions where they were not in any way strong, as indicated in the April survey. The survey was completed on April 24. So that's the other question. And that's a question probably that we can get the responses to from the candidates themselves.
Let's now get an update from COMELEC. Naroon si Dexter Ganibe ng Abante Radyo. Dexter.
Sinimulan na kanina ng National Board of Canvassers ang opisyal na canvassing ng mga boto ng mga tumatakbong senador at party list. Unang isinalang sa canvassing ang resulta ng local absentee voting. Ang resulta, pasok ang siyam sa senatorial slate ng Duterte. Nanguna siyempre si Bongo na may 45,581. Si Bato de la Rosa ang pangalawa na may 44,818 votes. Si Rodante Marcoleta ang pangatlo, 34,543. Pang-apat si Jimmy Bondoc na may 32,784. Pang-lima si Raul Lambino sa 28,765 votes. Pang-anim si Attorney Vic Rodriguez na mayroong 26,856. Pang-pito si JV Hinlo na may 26,280. Si Salvador Philip o si Philip Salvador mayroong 25,814. Pang-siyam si Ariel Kerubin, 23,627. Pang-sampo si Apollo Kibuloy na may 20,122. Pang-labing isa si Gringo Onasan na 18,186 na boto. Pumasok sa Magic 12 si Colonel Busita na mayroong 15,174. Nasa pang-labing tatlo naman itong pang-sampo sa Duterte na si Doc Marites Mata na mayroong 14,431 votes. Pinakamalaking bahagdan ng local absentee voters ay mula sa mga uniformed personnel, partikular sa Armed Forces of the Philippines na higit 29,000 voters at 23,448 naman na mga pulis. Sa 52,067 na mga local absentee voters na bumoto noong April 28 hanggang April 30, nasa 1,000 lang ang miyembro ng media. Ngayong hapon, inaasahang itutuloy ng National Board of Canvassers ang pag-canvass ng mga boto mula naman sa overseas absentee voting. At inaasahan ng Commission on Election na pagsapit ng Sabado ay makakapagdeklara na sila ng 12 nanalong kandidato sa pagkasenador.
Maraming salamat, Dexter Ganibe ng Abante Radyo, reporting live from the COMELEC.
Mark Anthony Santos pulling off a stunning upset over Cynthia Villar in the Las Piñas congressional race. Santos, an independent candidate and city councilor, was proclaimed early Tuesday after garnering more than 109,000 votes. Villar only got over 79,000. In an exclusive interview with Bilyonaryo News Channel, Santos says his victory is a victory of the people.
Ako'y nananawagan sa aking mga kababayan na tuloy-tuloy sana suportahan ang pagbabago, ang mga programa dito sa ating lungsod. At nagpapasalamat ako sa Panginoon Diyos at siya ay talagang ginabayan tayo sa lahat ng ating ginawa dito sa kampanyang ito. Nananawagan din ako sa aking mga nakatunggali ngayong eleksyong ito na tayo magsama-sama tungo sa progreso at ikaunlad pa ng ating lungsod.
Ang sinasabi nila ngayon, elected Congressman Mark Santos, na parang David Goliath po ang iyong laban. Ano ho masasabi niyo tungkol doon?
Mukhang with divine intervention and tama nga, parang biblical nga David and Goliath. Oo. Kasi sa resources and everything, talagang kumbaga sana dehado tayo dehado talaga. Pero parang nag-people power ang mga taga-Las Piñas. At kahit ganito ang nangyari, hinihingi ko pa rin ng suporta ng aking mga nakatunggali. At sana po tuloy-tuloy po tayo, magsama-sama na. Oo. Tapos na po ang eleksyon at kailangan magkapit bisig tayo para sa ikaunlad ng Las Piñas.
May message ba ho kayo sa mga constituents niyo po sa Las Piñas?
Hindi ko po, I cannot express my feelings right now kung paano po nagawa ito. Kasi alam niyo naman po yung naging background ko itong election na to. Even sa resources, sa logistics, pero may mga sumuporta po sa atin. And I would like to thank the silent majority of our constituency Las Piñas na talagang tahimik lang po sila pero gusto na po nila ng pagbabago.
Meanwhile, in San Juan, Francis Zamora also clinches his third and final term as mayor. He garnered 57,998 votes to defeat Philip Cesar. Along Malapitan has been proclaimed as Caloocan City Mayor. Joining us now from there is Pierre Pastor. Pierre, ano po ang latest dyan?
Yes, May, ang saya-saya dito kanina at dumagungdong itong bulwagan ng Katipunan dito sa munisipyo ng Caloocan nang iproklama na ang mga malapitan. Napatunayan daw nila ulit na baluarte talaga nila itong lungsod na ito. Dineklarang mayor ng lungsod si Dale Along Malapitan para sa kanyang second term. Nakakuha siya na a total of 348,592 votes. Malayo sa nakuha ng katunggali niyang si Antonio Trillanes na 229,774 votes. Naluha pa nga itong si Along Malapitan nang marinig ang mga kababayang isinisigaw ang kanyang pangalan. Ganon din ang nakuhang pagtanggap at suporta ng kanyang amang si Oka Malapitan, ang dating mayor dito, na nanalo bilang congressman ng 1st District. Nakakuha si Oka ng 198,286 votes. Maging ang bunsong kapatid ni Along na si Enteng Malapitan ay nanalo rin bilang konsihal. Sa 2nd District naman, nasungkit ni Egay Erice, Congressman Egay Erice, ang posisyon na muling maging kongresista. Ayun. So ngayon, may inaabangan ng mga kangkalu o mga taga-Caloocan ang pangako ng kanilang mga piniling politiko. May?
Pero may mensahe ba ang Malapitan Camp at narinig nyo na ba ang reaksyon ni Antonio Trillanes?
Wala pa tayong interview kay dating Senador Trillanes, pero nakausap na natin kanina ang nanalong mayor at sinabi niyang ipagpapatuloy lang ang kanilang mga proyekto na nasimulan. Mike?
Maraming salamat, Pierre Pastor, nag-uulat ng live mula sa Caloocan. A landslide victory for re-electionist Mayor Vico Soto. Hannah T is on the scene in Pasig City for the latest. Hannah, go ahead.
The camp of Sara Diskaya has finally broken its overnight silence after political opponent Pasig City Mayor Vico Soto won in the Pasig mayoral race. Diskaya says there's still a right time for everything and remains committed to public service in her personal capacity. She thanked her supporters for standing by her throughout the campaign and said the connections formed were more meaningful than the numbers. Sara Diskaya garnered 29,591 votes, far behind incumbent Mayor Vico Soto, who secured 351,592, which has a massive gap. Last night, we stayed on the ground here in Pasig City to monitor any possible protests, especially after the Board of Canvassers received the bulk of election returns around 10 p.m., much faster than expected. But throughout the night, there were no signs of demonstrations, and we'll keep watch to see if anything develops today. But by because in 2019, when Mayor Vico first defeated the Eusebio clan, that night was marked by some protesters. But by 2022, when he won against Io Bernardo, who is Diskaya's running mate this year, the margin was already wide. Mayor Soto says the 2025 result is meaningful to him, in a way, a validation that what they've been doing and what they've been standing for is aligned with what Pasigueños want.
It's not about my personal legacy. It's about what we will leave behind. Na after the 9 years, after my 3 terms, iiwan ko yung gobyerno natin na mas maayos kesa nung nagsimula tayo, na malaki yung improvement. It's the foundation that we have built for good governance that can be continued by even the next leaders of our city.
Sa ngayon, may back to work si Soto na kanina ay nasa flag raising ceremony sa Pasig City Hall. And it's a victory for Team Giting ng Pasig as well, because they took over the top 3 seats with Vico as mayor, Dodot Jaworski as vice mayor, and Representative Roman Romulo for congressman, and ganun din sa district councilors. Balik sa'yo, Mai.
Hana, itong si Mayor Vico winning his 3rd and last term as an independent, what is next for the next 3 years? Ano ang sinabi niya? Kung may tututukan ba siyang mga programa?
Actually, we asked the same question to him a while ago, but he said the main focus talaga in the next 3 years ay maipagpatuloy daw yung mga nasimulan niya and plano niyang gawing permanente o pangmatagalan. He did not mention any specific program or activity sa kanilang LGU, pero si Pasig City Mayor Vico Soto kasi he's not the type daw, ayon sa kanya, to make promises and to just do what is needed in the city. Mai?
Okay, maraming salamat, Hana T, reporting live from Pasig City.
Moving on, Isko Moreno thanks his supporters as he is poised to reclaim Manila City Hall. This report from Paulo Barcelon.
It is a comeback of sorts for the man they call Batang Maynila, as Isko Moreno Domagoso topped the latest partial official count by the COMELEC as of 3 o'clock this morning. Domagoso thanked supporters who trusted his brand of leadership.
For the meantime, maraming salamat mga Batang Maynila. I hope, maiayos natin ulit ang result. We will continue to pursue the concept of MBN, yung minimum basic needs. Housing, education, healthcare, and jobs. But initially, yung cleanliness and orderliness and the peace and order situation of the city.
In a sweeping comeback, Domagoso, his running mate Chi Atienza, and at least 20 councilors from the Yormes Choice ticket are seen to take over City Hall. Among them, his son Joaquin, topping the councilor count in Moreno's bailiwick, Manila's 1st district.
In the end of the day, you need the heart to serve the people. Kasi kung hindi mo mahal yung ginagawa mo, hindi mo pagbubutihan yung paglilingkod mo sa tao.
However, Domagoso's proclamation was stalled after failed transmissions from 48 precincts led the City Board of Canvassers to allow manual uploads. The local COMELEC says they will push for proclamation once all manual uploads are complete and a 99% transmission of all precincts has been achieved.
Doon sa pinakadulo, success po yung nakalagay po siya doon sa ECM po, doon sa monitor niya po. So, hindi ko po napansin yung pinakauna na nag-fail po pala.
Domagoso also acknowledged the concession message of Representative Sam Verzosa, and he's also open to conversations with his former governance partner, incumbent Mayor Hani Lacuna.
These are the
Because at the end of the day, taga Maynila sila, di ba? Magiging mamamayan ko rin sila. And as I have been doing and committed to do sa Maynila, pantay-pantay.
Manila City Board of Canvassers are poised to resume session at 2 o'clock this afternoon. For Your Voice 2025, Paulo Barcelon, Bilyonaryo News Channel.
Senator Nancy Binay is set to become the next mayor of Makati, as she is currently ahead of her brother-in-law Luis Campos in the local race. On the scene in Makati is Zeus Valdez of Abante Radyo for the latest. Zeus, ano ang balita dyan? Anong oras expected i-proclaim ang mga nanalong kandidato dyan sa Makati?
May Paulo, dito sa Makati Coliseum iproproklama si Senadora Nancy Binay bilang bagong alkalde ng lungsod matapos manguna sa bilangan kontra kay Congressman Luis Campos. Batay sa paunang resulta mula sa Media Transparency Server, nakakuha si Binay ng 125,815 na boto, habang si Campos ay may 94,546 na boto. Malayo naman na nakuha ng dalawang independent candidates sa parehong posisyon. Kasama ni Binay ni proproklama ngayong araw ang iba pang mga nanalong opisyal sa lungsod ng Makati. Bagamat nangunguna si Binay sa pagka-alkalde, malaki ang lamang ng katunggali ng kanyang running mate na si Kid Peña sa pagka-vice-alkalde na may 119,066 na boto, kumpara kay Monsor del Rosario na may 43,431 na boto. Si Peña ay kasalukuyang kinatawan ng unang distrito ng Makati at nagsilbi bilang acting mayor matapos masuspinde si Junjun Binay noon. Mula pa noong 1986 ay nasa ilalim ng pamumuno ng pamilya Binay ang Makati, simula kay dating Vice Presidente Jejomar Binay. Samantala, inihayag ni Senadora Binay ang kahandaang makipag-usap kay Taguig Mayor Lani Cayetano hinggil sa usapin ng 10 Embo Barangay. Bagamat wala pang malinaw na plano kung paano haharapin ang issue, iginiit ni Binay na bukas siya sa pakikipagtulungan para sa kapakanan ng mga residente. May, para sagutin ang iyong tanong, ang sabi, alauna magsisimula ang proclamation o ang pagtutuloy rin ng canvassing. Pagkatapos nun, sabay-sabay na silang iproproclaim. Sa ngayon, andito ng mga miyembro ng COMELEC at ang mga staff ng City Hall at ang ating mga kasapi sa media. Para sa Your Voice 2025, Zeus Valdez, Abante Radyo.
Zeus, mainit talaga yung labanan dyan sa Makati. Tinutukan natin yan kasi nga alam natin ito ay dramatic face-off because of the Binay family feud. So ngayon ba may mga camp, both sides, meron na bang attempt to reach out to the other camp? May gano'n na bang pangyayari?
Sa ngayon may wala pa tayong ulat patungkol dyan. Pero isa sa mga inaasahan na dadalo rito ay mga kapatid ni Senadora Nancy Binay.
May nababalita ka ba ano ang implications nitong resulta ng eleksyon sa Makati diyan sa City Hall?
Wala pa naman tayo gaanong ulat na natatanggap hinggil dyan. Pero ang sinigurado ngayon ni Senadora Nancy Binay ay itutuloy nila ang serbisyong itinatak ng kanilang ama.
Maraming salamat, Zeus Valdez of Abante Radyo, live mula sa Makati City. The results of the elections may affect the outcome of several House initiatives, including the impeachment of Vice President Sara Duterte. Did some of the House members seeking re-election win? Let's get updates from Zandro Ochona, live from the Batasan Pambansa. Zandro, are we seeing the same members who could make up the upcoming 20th Congress?
Well, several notable House members are ending their term as the 19th Congress would come to an end by June 30. Quadcom overall chairperson Representative Robert Ace Barbers is on his last term and did not seek another government post after his term ends. Abang Lingkod Party List Representative Caraps Paduano also is ending his tenure at the House of Representatives and did not seek another post. However, Representative Jinky Beatrix Luistro, who is seeking re-election in Batangas 2nd District, is leading the race against Rani Abu. Luistro, a known Duterte critic, garnered more than 100,000 votes, or 62.18% of the votes cast, while Abu only garnered more than 66,000, or 37.84% of the votes. House Committee on Good Government and Public Accountability Chairperson Joel Chua is winning with a slim margin, garnering 42,219 votes against Apol Nieto with 40,976. Also winning by a small margin, Manila 2nd District Representative Valeriano with 50,951 votes over Carlo Lopez with 45,440 votes. Valeriano's privileged speech last year was the reason for the investigation lodged by the House to investigate VP Sara. It is important to note that with the upcoming 20th Congress, we shall see if Speaker Martin Romualdez will remain as the House leader.
Thank you for that report, Zandro Ochona, live from the Batasang Pambansa.
The PPCRV demands COMELEC's explanation on observed duplicate election data and the supposed inaccessible files. Andrea Salve joins us from the PPCRV for details. Andrea.
Paolo, poll watchdog PPCRV has clarified the delay in their release of election data reports amid issues with duplicate data transmitted by the COMELEC, as well as what they've described as unprocessable data that is still being resolved. Several unexpected technical problems arose when PPCRV first received election data from COMELEC just after 8 p.m. last night. According to PPCRV spokesperson Ana Singson, they discovered massive discrepancies between their internal count and the figures reported by other parties receiving data from the transparency server. As a result, they decided to delay releasing their results out of caution and the need to verify the information. That's when they determined their data was in fact accurate, though it was plagued with duplicate entries which they had to filter out. Additionally, PPCRV reported that a significant portion of the data remains inaccessible because it's in formats they are unable to process. They stressed that converting this data takes time, which explains the 18% discrepancy between the figures on the COMELEC website and those reported by PPCRV. William Yu, the organization's IT director, mentioned they have identified several potential causes but refrained from speculating further until they receive clarification from the poll body. The COMELEC is now investigating the issue. Paolo, despite these challenges, PPCRV remains hopeful for full transparency in the matter and emphasized the importance of ongoing audits to ensure the accuracy of the final election results. Paolo.
Thank you so much for that report, Andrea Salve from the PPCRV. Now we're taking a breather. You're watching a special edition of Newsfeed at Noon. Stay with us.
From the filing of candidacies until the last ballot is counted, your newest trusted news source, BNC, the Bilyonaryo News Channel, will be at the forefront to guide your decisions and guard your vote. Tune in to BNC's Election 2025 special coverage.
Opinyon ay hindi lang malalim, pero may kasama pong pasabog. Ako po si Jordan Dadino.
Hindi lang tayo basta chika, kundi chika with a cause. Ako si Sama Costa, kontesera ng buhay at balita.
Ihahain natin ang politika na may lalim at linaw para sa mas matalinong pagdedesisyon ng bawat Pilipino. Ako si Ronald Llamas, ang inyong political heckler.
Atid namin na matapang pero patas na pagsusuri sa mga ising humuhubog sa kinabukasan ng ating bansa. Ako si Marichu Villanueva, may talas sa mata at panulat.
Samahan nyo kami dito tuwing linggo, alas 10:30 ng umaga.
Dito sa
Politiko Talk!
Facts matter more than ever. This election isn't just making headlines, it's making history. Led by veteran broadcasters Corina Sanchez Rojas, Pinky Webb, and Ray Langing. Bilyonaryo News Channel and DWAR Abante Radyo. We're committed to bringing you clear and comprehensive election coverage. From the campaign trail to your local ballot, we're there. We're combining boots-on-the-ground reporting with the speed of social. It's not just on the news, it's in your feed. Live updates, the voices that matter most. Together, we deliver.
Your voice, 2025 elections agenda.
This program is brought to you by Tanduay, Philippine Airlines, North Star Meat Merchants Incorporated, Newport World Resorts, Misibis Bay, McDonald's, LT Group Incorporated, The Original Jamaican Patty Shop and Juice Bar, House of Frutas, Balay Pandesal, Kapi, Cafe Aurora, and Ferinos.
Welcome back. You're still watching Newsfeed at noon. Mayor Benjamin Magalong wins his third and last term as Baguio City Mayor. His running mate, Faustino Oloan, will also serve as vice mayor, while former Mayor Mauricio Dumogan takes Baguio City's lone congressional seat. In Albuera, Leyte, Kerwin Espinosa, who previously admitted to being involved in the illegal drug trade, won as mayor, while his sister, Mariel Espinosa, was proclaimed as vice mayor.
In Marikina, incumbent Mayor Marcy Chodoro and his wife are emerging victorious in the polls despite a string of controversies. Mayor Chodoro is poised to become the city's first district representative, but the COMELEC suspended his expected proclamation pending the resolution on his motion for reconsideration. Back in December, the poll body canceled Chodoro's certificate of candidacy, citing a failure to meet the one-year residency requirement in the district. Meantime, his wife Maan is on track to succeed him as Marikina mayor. The couple earlier faced vote-buying complaints, which they dismissed as yet another smear campaign. They may suffer a setback in the Senate, but the Duterte family still reigns in Davao City. Detained former President Rodrigo Duterte is poised for a landslide victory in the mayoral race. He leads with more than 637,000 votes, while his closest rival, Carlo Nograles, is way behind with just 78,000. His son, Mayor Baste Duterte, also has a surging lead in the vice mayoral race. The former president is currently detained at the International Criminal Court facility in The Hague, pending trial for crimes against humanity. Vice President Sara Duterte says her father's legal team is now figuring out how he could take his oath of office.
The performance of poll service provider Miru Systems was generally acceptable. That's according to former ICT Undersecretary and Cybersecurity expert Jeffrey E.N.D. Despite several issues with some automated counting machines.
Number one, we have more voters now, no? At 68 million. Dati mga 52 million lang yan. So, and we have more machines now at 93,000. In 2019, we only have, less than 90, 85, 85.
Siguro percentage-wise, sa palagay niyo ba yung 300?
Konti talaga yung 300. But of course, we have to ask Comelec, paano ba nyo nire-report? Kasi according to them, yung linuluwa na balota, that's minor to them. I think 300 replaced. Yan yata yung report nila, 300 replaced. I think it's acceptable. That's even less than at 93,000 machines, ano ang 1%? 9,000, 930. So it's even less than 1%.
D, however, has several proposals for the next elections.
Number one, we have to make sure the machines are faster. Medyo mabagal kasi yung... Number two is it should be sturdier. Maraming mga reports na, pumapalya pero bumabalik ulit. Hindi yata na-report sa 300. And number three, ulitin ko, let us prepare early and make sure that the certification comes early so that maayos ang maging mas credible yung ating halalan. Oh, and lastly pala, number 4, sorry, I break my three rule. Pakiayos naman yung transmission sa transparency server, parang hindi consistent.
Para pare-pareho.
Para pare-pareho.
Let's now get the assessment of poll watchdog National Citizens Movement for Free Elections, or NAMFREL. Joining us now is its chairperson, Lito Averia. Good afternoon, Mr. Averia. Thanks for joining us today.
Good afternoon, Mike. Yes.
What is your overall assessment in the polls?
Well, it's generally peaceful and orderly, although, of course, there were some reports of problems on the field, like machines stopping or not accepting ballots, paper jams, But they were quickly resolved so that the voting proceeded smoothly during the day.
Sir Lito, we can't help but compare the conduct compared to previous elections in particular. How would you compare the conduct overall for this particular midterm election po?
Again, it was pretty smooth, except, of course, in the morning, for example, some people were not able to find their names in the list because of certain reconfiguration of the precinct assignments in certain areas. But then that was not too widespread, though. Also, the problems that we encountered out in the field with regards to the machines, they were very few compared to the previous elections. I think in the 2022 elections, there were more machine breakdowns compared to this year's elections.
Ano po yung assessment nyo sa Miru systems? Like earlier, we heard the assessment of former ICT, USEC, and cybersecurity expert Jeffrey E.N.D. Sabi niya, generally acceptable. Do you share the same assessment?
Yes, generally acceptable. The performance is generally acceptable. Again, we had observations on the performance of the machine out in the field. Like, for example, the voting screen, it had a larger screen. So it was more convenient for people or voters to verify their votes. But then very few were aware on how to use it, right? So again, the performance-wise, acceptable.
Sir Lito, but did you face any challenges in monitoring the elections?
Yes, well, when it comes to the election results, I think we suffered or went through the same problems as the other groups, like PPCRV, the dominant majority, dominant minority parties, including media. So it was a big question mark for us. It was a question of why we were not receiving the transmissions, when in fact the Comelec servers were reflecting that they were receiving the transmissions from the ACMs. Okay, monitoring the process in the polling precincts based on reports from our volunteers were very positive. Otherwise, it was orderly in the voting precincts.
Sir, dito, I just want to go back onto that monitoring issues that you mentioned a while ago. Kanina, we had a chance to hear from the PPCRV. They were saying there was duplicate data, unprocessable data, wrong format of data. When you take a look at kung saan po nag-breakdown yung monitoring with the COMELEC servers, considering na iba yung nakakita ng COMELEC, where would that breakdown have happened in terms of yung monitoring po ninyo?
I believe there was maybe an error in the preparation of the results package. Okay, the expectation was that soon after close of polls, we would be receiving the initial transmissions, and after that, every 15 minutes we'll receive transmission packages. That was not met in the first for about 2 hours, right, or less than 2 hours. Because we were receiving results packages that were empty. Puro headers nga, yung sinasabi, yung sa reports. No? And then we started receiving a bulk of the transmissions, which comprised of about 30% of the election returns at around 9 in the evening. And that went through, right? But then again, short before midnight, there was a question of discovering duplicate results from the same precincts, no? So that had to be resolved. But we're still investigating how that could have happened, because in the previous transmissions there was no such issue.
Sir Lito, finally, to close, every election, of course, we hope to always take away or gain many lessons. What are your key recommendations for future elections?
Okay, we have to review the automated election system, right? Especially, like for example, in the case of non-receipt of transmissions, we have to review that. We have to perhaps audit the preparation of the election results that is being transmitted to the various recipients. That's one. Second, we have to review again the transmission setup, how the transmission performed. So we need to look into those. Third is perhaps, hopefully, the commission or at least holds up to its promise to upload or let us access the system logs so that we can properly review what happened in the system. So those are primarily 3 recommendations on the technology side.
All right, thank you for joining us today. NAMFREL Chairperson Lito Averia. Maraming salamat po for your time.
Thank you very much.
And those are the news this hour. I'm Paulo De Rosario.
And I'm Mai Rodriguez. Keep it here on the Bilyonaryo News Channel as we continue our special coverage on the midterm polls. Good afternoon.